Actually, there's probably one on the table. What do you think? Do we have enough people here to get started? Let's get started. I think the doors can stay open. People can come on in. God knows I've been late often enough. Let's start on page 6. Hine matov, how good it is to be together.
הטובו מנהים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טובו מנהים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
It's so good to be here. I'm Rabbi Josh Schreiber. I think most of the people who are in the room here I have met, almost all. I'm sure there are some people watching at home, so welcome to Congregation Agudat Achim. We are very fortunate. I certainly feel that I'm very fortunate to have with me Sam Tygiel. Sam is a rabbinical student at Hebrew College in Newton, where I received my ordination. And he's also a very experienced singer and Baal Tefillah, leader of prayer. And it's very, very exciting to get to pray together with him, together with you. And Sam will get us started, a little bit more started on page 8. On page 8, we have, I lift up my eyes, a song of ascent. That's where we are in our prayer experience right now. We are in an ascent as we start our journey into these high holiday seasons and into this new year. Page 8, Shir LaMa'alot.
Shir LaMa'alot. Esa enai el harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri mehim Adonai, ose shamayim va'aretz, al yiten lamot raglecha, al yanum shomrecha. הנה לא ינום ולא יישן שומר ישראל Adonai shomrecha, Adonai tzilcha, al yad yeminecha, Yomam hashemesh lo yakeka, ve'yareach balayla, Adonai yishmorcha mikol ra, yishmor et nafshecha, Adonai yishmor tzeitecha uvoecha me'ata ve'ad olam. Me'ata ve'ad olam.
I'd like to invite Sharon Seltzer to come up and read on page 11 the first mitzvah, and Mia Almeida to light the candles of the holiday for us. And when you come up, you're welcome to come up here to the mic over here by Sam, or the mic over there on the floor is good too. Whichever you end up at is fine. Are they visible there? Okay.
The first mitzvah in the Torah is let there be light. So we are commanded in everything you do, be a menorah, a bringer of light. Live with honor, act with integrity, do your work with passion, and the radiance of your deeds will live after you. May our ideals burn bright, forever unextinguished, and may we live our lives like the flames we kindle, always stretching upward, striving for the good, reaching for you.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Mia. So it is a holiday. It is the new moon. On page 15, we have the proof text of the holiday. It says, at the new moon, at the full moon, for our feast day, sound the shofar, for that is the law of Israel, the way of the God of Jacob. Sam will sing for us on page 15.
תיקו בחודש שופר, בכסל יום חגנו, כי חוק לישראל הוא, משפט לאלוהי יעקב. יעללו בצק השופר, ברוך אתה אדוני, שומע כל תרועת עמו ישראל ברחמים. תקיעה.
Does it feel a little bit more like Rosh Hashanah now? Page 19. Let us start setting our intention for this year. If you could read in the Hebrew with me at the opening first three lines. The year is the last words where the line are. That is Shmonim Vechamesh, 85. Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Yehi Ratzon shenizke levirchotecha, Bishnat Chameshet Alafim Shmonim Vechamesh. Let us read in the translation below that. Our God and God of our ancestors, may we know your blessing in the year 5085. Eternal One, bless us and the whole house of Israel with renewed life, happiness and peace, comfort and courage, resilience and strength. May the words of our heart be acceptable to you in the new year that stretches before us. We are forever grateful for the gift of life.
Now, we turn to the Baruch Hu to call each other into prayer on Rosh Hashanah. And our ancestors really believed that when we came together for prayer, when we came together for song, incredible things were possible. And one of my favorite visions of this is there's a Hasidic Rabbi who expressed that when we sing together, all of our voices weave together and become this thickly bound rope. And that rope reaches up into the heavens. And that actually can draw us out of exile. And that really only works if we're all singing. And if you think to yourself, I'm not a singer, that's what Sam's here to do. I invite you especially to sing. Because almost all the Hasidic tales, whatever this thing is that we're doing when we pray, it only works when that last person who's been holding out, who thinks to themselves, I can't sing, I can't pray, I don't know the words, when that last person finally opens up in prayer, finally opens up in song, that's when the magic happens. So I invite you to join me and bring in the new holiday, bring in the new year with song. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da
Please rise, your body, your spirit.
Baruchu es Adonai Hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamevorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamevorach leolam va'ed.
You may be seated. We continue on page 22 with the first blessing, the blessing for time.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro amari v'ravim.
On page 23 in the bottom, the quickening of the moon calls us to return, and we gather, seam dwellers on the edge of the earth. As the sun lowers itself into the sea, introspection rises. A silver crack, the heart of the firmament. The vast blackness, an invitation to right ourselves anew.
El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ridai dai 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 ridai dai 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 da 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 dai da ridai dai dai ya da 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 ay 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 Amari Varavim.
Page 24, a prayer for love, love beyond all.
Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mashpatim, otanu limadeta. Alakein Adonai Eloheinu, v'shochveinu v'kumeinu, nasiach b'chokecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ועבדך תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Amen. Page 2627, please join me in the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vayed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Continuing on page 30.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Adonai, your God, is true. Adonai is truth. Page 33. On the bottom. You have stayed long enough in this place, God said. Time to go forward. Turn your face to the future. Believe that you can cross the sea and survive. Inside you is a Moses. Within you, Miriam dances unafraid. Lift up your voice and sing a new song. On page 34, that's the challenge, right? It's a new song. It's at least 3,000 years old, maybe 4,000 years old. But how can we sing it as a new song every time we sing it? Micha mocha, who is like you? How can we praise something that is somehow greater than anything that could possibly be praised?
Micha mocha va'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef מלכותך רהוב ענך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה לי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
In the morning service, we'll be moving on to the Amida now. We have our symbols of creation. We have our symbols of love between us and God. We have our symbol of redemption. Whatever else is there to go? But at the night, we ask for protection. And it's been a really hard year. This Monday will mark a full secular year since the horrors of October 7th. And since then, we've watched the rise of strife and anti-Semitism at home, the horrific war in Gaza, and now missiles are raining down in Israel from Lebanon and from Iran, and the regional war that we've all been worrying about seems like it's on the cusp of beginning. This is a very uncertain time. We can come here and we can have our Rosh Hashanah, but we don't block that out. The challenge is to come here and do all this beautiful music, to bring our prayers up to heaven in some relation to the world we're in. And so I think we all do pray. I think we're all praying these days for peace and safety, for us, for our extended families, and for the whole world. So let's plead together. Page 36. Let's read the English translation of the every evening's Hashkivenu prayer. Bless our sleep with peace, Adonai, and awaken us to life when we rise. With power sublime, spread over us your shelter of shalom, and through your wisdom restore us, make us whole. Let your name proclaim your presence in our lives. Be our shield. Make us stronger than the enemies we face. Illness and war, famine and sorrow, and stronger than the enemies in our hearts, wickedness and sin. Carry us to safety as on wings, for you are the monarch of grace, the sovereign of compassion. You are the one who cares for us and sets us free. Watch over us, we who go forth to life, watch over us, that we may come home in peace, now and till the end of the time.
ושמור צאצאנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
On page 40 in the moment, Sam will begin the Kaddish that separates this part of the service, the Shema and its blessings, from the next part, which is the Amidah. The Amidah, especially in the evening service, is a time for private prayer. So I'd like to invite you to follow along from pages 42 all the way to page 70. But if you look in this prayer book, you'll see the right side of the page and the left side of the page are different. There are three options. You could do your Amidah in Hebrew. You could do the prayers in English that are under them on page 44. Or you could choose one of usually two options in the gray box on the left. You could also choose none of the above. Meditate with your own thoughts, your own prayers. You could do any of the above and notice one reading, one idea that sticks to you and stay with that. And we'll come out at the end when Sam and I get to page 70, we'll come back with the prayers for peace at the end. But first, by way of introduction, by way of separation, please rise in body or in spirit. We begin with the Kaddish on page 40.
Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei Rabba
Amen.
Be'alma divrach Yerusei ve'yamlich malchusei v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayedecha beis Yisrael magala uvizman kari v'yimeru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam l'olmei olmaya yisbarach v'yishtabach v'yispoar v'yisromam v'yisnaseh v'yisadar v'yisale v'yisalal shemei dekudisha
Berichu.
Leila uleila mikol birchasa v'shirasa tush bechasa v'nechemasa damiran me'alma V'yimeru amen.
The Amidah begins on page 42. are still doing whatever prayers you need to do, please take your time. I'm going to sing Shalom Rav on page 66. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tastim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tastim leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. And right there after that, there's a special song for the high holidays. It's an interpolation. You might have noticed these things in gray. Write us, inscribe us in the book of life, blessing and peace. Ready? בספר חיים ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה. בספר חיים ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה. נזכה ונכתב לפניך. חיים טובים לחיים טובים ולשלום. And continue on page 70. עושה שלום בברמה ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. Amen. May I have a seat for a few minutes? I want to share with you, we sing about peace all the time. Oseh Shalom. May the one who makes peace in heavens make peace on us. And we sing it out of knowing what's important, I think, in life. But it's difficult. It's difficult to sing and pray for peace right now. On page 71, Ani alav shalom. May I rest in peace. I, who am still living, say, may I have peace in the rest of my life. I want peace right now while I'm still alive. I don't want to wait like that pious man who wished for one leg of the golden share of paradise. I want a four-legged share right here, a plain wouldn't cheer. I want the rest of my peace now. I have lived out my life in wars of every kind, battles without and within, close combat, face to face, the face always my own, my lover face, my enemy face. Wars with the old weapons, sticks and stones, blunt axe, words, dull ripping knife, love and hate. And wars with the newfangled weapons, machine gun, missile, words, landmines exploding, love and hate. I don't want to fulfill my parents' prophecy that life is war. I want peace with all my body and all my soul. Rest me in peace. Alai Hashalom. In the words of the late Yuda Amichai. I'd like to invite in a moment we will recite the Avinu Malkeinu prayer. I'd like to invite Mike Novick to come up in a moment and open the ark for us. On page 75, there's an introduction. I was going to do with it because I love the opening of it. We haven't forgotten Avinu Malkeinu, it says on page 75, though we've overthrown kings and we disobey fathers, and we have no great liking for absolute power. But this year, I think more than usual, we find ourselves in need of Avinu, loving parent. Breslover Chassids call God Tate, Daddy, because we're full of anxiety over the upcoming election at home, over the wars in Israel, all over the world, over the cost of living, and each of us with our private worries, heartbreaks, and concerns. And I think we can all recognize that it's all just a little bit beyond our control. Those of us who don't pray are doing a lot of crossing our fingers, which is a sort of prayer, let's face it. So, Malkeinu, whatever force runs the universe that we call king in our liturgy, be to us Avinu, our loving parent. Because ein banu ma'asim, our actions don't account for much in the scheme of what's needed. So whatever force is out there, we'll call you Avinu Malkeinu. And please do us this chesed, let us feel loved and supported. Help things turn out right for us this year. Please rise in body or in spirit as the ark is opened. We will begin by singing Avinu Malkeinu on the bottom of 77.
Avinu Malkeinu, Aneinu V'Aneinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu V'Aneinu, Ki ein banu ma'asim, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu V'Aneinu, Ki ein banu ma'asim, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Ein Lanu Melech El
Avinu Malkeinu
Ata.
Almighty and merciful, you alone are our sovereign.
Avinu Malkeinu Leman Chorochem Aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, for your sake, show us mercy.
Avinu Malkeinu Aseimanu Leman Shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act towards us as befits your name.
Avinu Malkeinu Shelach Refuah Shlema Lecholei Amecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, bring healing and wholeness to the ill among us.
Avinu Malkeinu Keraro Agizar Dinenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, allay the harshness of the decree against them.
Avinu Malkeinu Kosveinu Besefer Geula Vishua.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of redemption and renewal.
Avinu Malkeinu Zochreinu B'zichron Tov Lefonecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, remember our goodness and call
Avinu Malkeinu Aseh Lemancha Ve'oshienu.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for your sake and save us.
Avinu Malkeinu Shema Koleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, hear our voice.
Avinu Malkeinu Chatanu Lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu Chamol Aleinu Ve'al Ol Aleinu V'Tapeinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and our family.
Avinu Malkeinu Kale Deve V'Cherev V'Rav Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger.
Avinu Malkeinu Kale Kotzar Umastin Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the reign of those who cause pain and terror.
Avinu Malkeinu Kozveinu B'Sefer Chaim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived.
Avinu Malkeinu Chadesh Aleinu Shana Tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew us for a year of goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu v'Haneinu, Ki ein banu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed. Na'aseh imanu tzedaka v'chesed ve'oshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Choneinu v'Haneinu, Ki ein banu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, ve'oshienu.
Oh no, you know the sign when the cantor goes and sits down means the rabbi is going to talk. Shana Tova. Agudat Achim, family of friends. It's really it's a kick for me. It's such a joy to be here with you. To welcome in the year 5785. It's hard for me to express how grateful I am for the opportunity to be the rabbi here, to be a rabbi for this community. I've been thinking a lot about the name of this community. Agudat Achim. Oh, I have a prop here. Do you know what Agudah means? Anybody know what Agudah means? It's in modern Israeli Hebrew, it's a group of people, like an association, like like a union or a professional association. In the Bible, it's a bundle, like um, this thing. Um, what's this? It's a lulav. It's a plush lulav. I'm gonna pick up the actual lulavim at Israel Bookshop after Yom Kippur, but this will stand in here for a lulav. So, but really, what is it? There's this midrash that we all learned as kids in Israel when I was growing up about what they are. So, what's this? It's an etrog. But the midrash says, "Ma etrog ze." What is this etrog? This etrog, Elu Israel. They're the children of Israel. They're us. How are they like us? Well, an etrog, a real one, not a plush one. You can eat it; it's edible, and you can, if you scratch it, you get this beautiful fragrance. And so the midrash says that's what we're like, right? That's what Israel's like. There are some of us who have within us both Torah, learning, and masim tovim, good deeds. And what's this? The lulav itself. The lulav itself is a branch of a palm tree. And in Israel, palm trees are where you get dates from, which dates, they're yummy. You can eat them. They don't have much of a fragrance, right? So in the Midrash, we say that's what Israel like. Some of us are learned, full of Torah, but maybe a little self-involved, maybe a little weak on the social skills, maybe not so much wonderful people to go around. I don't know what not having Ma'asim Tovim exactly means, but we can all find that in ourselves. We could all have a little bit more Torah, a little Ma'asim Tovim, where there's the balance. And so then there's the myrtle. Trying to decide which one of these is the myrtle. This one's the myrtle. See, if they were a real myrtle, I could scratch it and see if it's got a smell, because the myrtle has a smell, but it's not edible, so it's the one. Or there's some of us who don't have a lot of learning, we're menches. And then there's the willow branch, right? And the willow branch doesn't have a scent, and it's not edible, let alone aspirin. But in the Midrash, it says, Ve'elu Israel, kach Israel. That is the way Israel is. So there are some amongst us who are neither great Torah scholars or perhaps observant Jews or, engagers in ritual and religion, and are also not ethically the best, or perhaps are still struggling with social skills, with fitting in. They are nonetheless part of our community. And what does God do? The Midrash has a strange word, le'obdam i'efshar, that he can't destroy them. Why would he destroy them? I mean, there's still the etrogs amongst us, right? I think that's what it means. Like, he's not going to judge each person for each fault. What does God do? Put them together ba'aguda achat and judge them together. We as a community. And this is why when we get to Yom Kippur, sorry, I'm jumping the gun here, when we get to Yom Kippur and we do our Ashamnu, we say, we have sinned. We don't say, I have sinned. There's room to do personal accounting, but we say, we have sinned. We have sinned as a community. We have transgressed because we're a community, and hopefully our collective strengths balance out our collective weaknesses. So, okay. This needs to go back to apparently it went missing for a while, and it was just refound. So, we want to make sure that that's in the Jewish community house when the kids come time for Sukkot. But this balance of good deeds and Torah, I think it's more than that. The difference is not just pluses and minuses on a ledger, right? It's that we all have different strengths and weaknesses, and we all complement each other, and it takes all sorts of imperfect humans to build a community, to be in this agudah. So then there's the next word, agudat achim, right? We began our service today singing Hine matov umanaim shevet achim gam yachad. So how good it is to be together. Achim technically means brothers. That's a really beautiful sentiment, isn't it? That we are all somehow siblings. But if you think about it, I'm curious, how many of you, you don't have to raise hands if you want, how many of you feel like, there's people at home too, right? How many of you feel like your relationship with your siblings is maybe not so simple? It's not just a lovely sentiment. It's a little bit complicated sometimes. So I am very blessed to have two of my siblings in the room. And I think I've been very lucky. I think I've been lucky. I think I can honestly say that we've got a pretty good relationship, but it's not without its challenges. I'm looking at them to see what the expression is. Like, do we have some work? Do we have a conversation we should have before Yom Kippur? Chances are we have some conversations that we'd maybe benefit from having before Yom Kippur, right? Because all family relationships are complicated. And, family isn't always easy. And I think it's more the other way around. All families are sometimes not easy. After all, we are a stiff-necked people, as the saying goes. Noah Feldman, in his excellent new book, To Be a Jew Today, A New Guide to God, Israel, and the Jewish People, I highly recommend the read. It's called To Be a Jew Today. It was almost ready to go out for publication last October, and then October 7th happened, and then Professor Feldman recalled the galleys and rewrote an awful lot of the book. It is really, really excellent. And Feldman argues that the best way to think of Jews as a group is not as people who share a religion, people of the same faith, or as a nation, or even as an ethnicity, but as a family. And like all families, among us there is both deep love and connection, and also strife and dysfunction. The upshot, he writes, is that this is Feldman speaking, when I propose that you think of the Jewish people as a family of Jews, I am asking you to embrace both the love and the crazy, the joyful support and the enraged dysfunction. Part of what makes the Jews is that there is something familial about Jewish peoplehood. That is, part of what makes the Jews a people is that they relate to each other as family. So we, as Jews in general, and also on a smaller scale as a congregational family, face the challenge that every family faces, which is to figure out how, along some sort of scale, to become a little bit more functional. Which is why I love the motto of this congregation, and I still feel like there's more work to be done with it, a family of friends. Because a family doesn't choose to be together, right? A family is together by default, and we have to make it work somehow. Friends are together by choice. You could have been anywhere else tonight, but you chose to be here. Friends are people you have something in common with, people you enjoy being around, people who bring out the best in you. So a family of friends, seems to me, is a group of people who are together by default, either because we grew up in this congregation, or because we happen to be Jews who live in the greater Taunton area, or we happen to be related to people who fit one of those categories. But we also choose to be together, to cultivate friendships, to build community together. If you're at Slichot, or if you happen to have read the newsletter, my column in the newsletter that just went out yesterday, you may remember, you may have seen this story. It's a Hasidic story of a man who's lost in the woods. He's been wandering around in the woods for days. He can't find his way out. You know, one of those old-growth woods in Europe. And at some point, as he's trying to find his way out, he sees somebody else. And he says, "Brother, I'm so glad to see you. Can you tell me how to get out of these woods? And the other person, who's also happy to see him, says, well, what I can tell you is don't try the path I just took, because I am also trying to get out of the woods. So maybe we can pool our resources. Maybe we can work to find our way out together. And this is really how I think about community. My Jewish identity, well, part of my Jewish identity was formed sort of by default, like family, because I happened to grow up in Israel. And everybody on my kibbutz certainly was Jewish. We celebrated the Jewish holidays. Not Rosh Hashanah, certainly not Yom Kippur. But, we lit candles on Shabbat. That was our day off. We had a big, huge sukkah that fit the entire congregation, the entire community of like 600 people, right? So I'm Jewish. But I became an observant Jew in the Chavurah movement. And the Chavurah movement has an ethos that everyone is a teacher and everyone is a student. I know I have already learned a great deal from a lot of people here. I hope that people who have had interactions with me have maybe learned something from me. But ultimately, what counts is that we build something together here. I can't tell you that I know the way, but what I can promise you is that I will work with you for us to find a way to build something here together. So with that in mind, I'd like to invite 4 of my fellow wanderers, searchers, and builders in this community, Mia Almeida, Stacy Gay, Mike Peckman, and Rosemary Curran, who together with Gordon Amget and the rest of the board and Lori in the office do so much to build this community and keep things running. To lead us into Kiddush on page 78. Where's the Kiddush cup? And Sam, if you could be ready to do Kiddush from down there. Do you guys all want to come and do this from here? And he will do Kiddush from down there. Hand Sam the Kiddush cup so that we don't risk having the Kiddush cup anywhere near this beautiful white cover. All right, come help us usher in the year 5785. Oh, this is on page 78, if you want to follow along.
Lift this cup for the year that is gone, for mountaintop moments and the taste of joy, celebrations shared, milestones met, all we've mastered and achieved since we last met.
For wedding rings, tears, and kisses under the chuppah, new babies, first words, and first steps. For the children who bless our homes and bring life to our community. For B'nai Mitzvah and confirmands, young teachers of this holy congregation, ours to cherish and guide with love.
For beloved wives and husbands, sisters and brothers, for loyal friends who grow more precious with each passing year, for this community which nourishes us all.
For all we've learned, for all we've struggled through, for challenges surmounted and disappointments met with courage, for last moments shared with those we have loved and lost, for parents and grandparents whose memories are with us forever.
We lift this cup for the year that is gone,
For the year that begins, may we meet it in strength, in unity, in hope. We lift life's cup and celebrate survival. So may we sanctify each day that is ours.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol am, v'romemanu mikol lashon, v'kiddeshanu b'mitzvosav, v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu ba'et Yom hazikaron hazeh, Yom teruah mikra kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, u'devarcha emet ve'kayam lad. Baruch atah Adonai, melech al kol haaretz, Mekadesh Israel, 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 ve'yom hazikaron.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Thank you, Sam, and thank you all for this reading and for everything that you do. Let us all rise in body or in spirit to begin to bring our service to a close. Page 83. We'll do the Aleinu on the top of page 83.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגופי מרומים, ואלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 85. May the time not be distant, our God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when lies and bigotry shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. So may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Page 86. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey. From childhood to maturity and youth to old age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion, and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength, or strength to weakness, and often back again, from health to sickness, and back we pray to health again, from offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion, and grief to understanding, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey, a sacred pilgrimage, made stage by stage from birth to death to life everlasting. Our thoughts turn to loved ones whom death has taken from us in recent days and those who died at the season in years past. Our hearts open as well to the wider circles of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. Are there names of particular people that we would like to be thinking of today? Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing in this new year and always. Please join me in the Mourner's Kaddish on page 90.
Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei Rabba, be'olma divra chiruseh ve'amrich malchuseh, v'chayechon u'vyomechon v'chaye dechol beis Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'alam lamei almaya. Yisparach v'yishtabach v'yispoar v'yisraimam v'yisnoseh. V'yisadar v'yisaleh v'yisalal shemei dekudesha berichu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirasa tushbechasa v'nechemasa ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shamaya v'chayim oleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Hoisei shalom b'mramav hu ya'asei shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei sevel, ve'imru, amen.
Please have a seat. Page 92.
Isa enai el harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri. Isa enai el harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri, Ezri, me'im Adonai, osei shamayim v'aretz. Ezri, me'im Adonai, osei shamayim v'aretz. Isa enai el harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri. Isa enai el harim, me'ayin yavo Ezri.
I lift my eyes to the mountain, from where will my help come? My help comes from the eternal maker of heaven and earth. And on the bottom of the page from Psalm 27, the psalm for the season, just one thing I have asked of God, only this do I ask, to dwell in God's house all the days of my life, to behold divine sweetness and beauty, and to gaze in delight at God's temple. And the last paragraph in the Hebrew.
Achai shalti me'ez Adonai, osa avakesh. Achas shalti me'ez Adonai, osa avakesh. Shivti mives Adonai kol yemei chayai lachazos v'nam Adonai ulvaker bechalo
On page 96 is the traditional hymn for the closing of the festival evening service, and we'll do it in the traditional Ashkenazi tune for Rosh Hashanah.
יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח נמצא בהנס אל מציאוסו אחד ואין יחיד כייחודו נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו. אין לו דמוס הגוף ואינו גוף, לא נערוך אליו קידוש עשו. קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון ואין ראשיס לראשיסו. הינו אדון עולם לכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו נשא נואל, אנשי סגולתו וספרתו. לא קם בישראל כמו שהוא נביא ומביט אמונתו. תורס אמס נשם לעמואל, על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו. לא יכל לפעל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו. צופה ויודע ששרנו, מביט לסוף דבר וקדמתו. גומל לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נושא לרשע רע כרשעתו. ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו, לפדות מחכה קץ ישועתו. חיי עולם נטע בתוכנו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו. חיי עולם נטע בתוכנו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו.
Page 98, if you would join me responsively. And a blessing for the new year. Our God and God of all generations before us, may it be your will in the coming year to grant us a year of abundance and atonement.
A year of blessings bestowed and received.
A year of community and compassion.
A year of delight and exaltation.
A year of enlightenment.
A year of friendship and forgiveness.
A year of going up in gladness to the land of Israel.
A year of health and healing and humor.
A year of inner strength and well-being.
A year of joy and Jewish celebration.
A year of knowledge and learning for its own sake.
A year of love between parents and children, friends and spouses, brothers and sisters.
A year of mitzvot and moments of sweetness.
A year of nature protected and enjoyed.
A year of optimism and hope.
A year of peace pursued with perseverance.
A year of quiet and tranquility.
A year of rain in its season.
A year of song and spiritual growth.
A year of Torah study and tikkun olam.
A year of understanding and unity.
A year of vows fulfilled and violence overcome.
A year of wisdom acquired and shared.
A year of coexistence among the families of the earth.
A year of young and old reaching out to one another.
A year of Zion aglow with light for us and all the world.
Our God and God of the generations before us, grant us a year of gratitude to you for the most profound of blessings, your gift of life. On page 99, Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu shetachadesh aleinu shana tova umetuka. Our God and God of our ancestors, eternal God of all generations, may your presence in our lives this new year renew our spirits and renew our strength. May it be a good year. May it be a sweet year.
Lishana tova tikatevu, Lishana tova tikatevu, Lishana tova tikatevu, tikasevu, v'seichasemu.
Shana Tova. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Mike on tech. Thank you for Larry for ushering. Thank you all for being here. Come again tomorrow morning. We begin at 9 a.m. and again at 9 a.m. on Friday for the second day of Rosh Hashanah. So tomorrow is sort of like the dress rehearsal for the real thing, right? It's amazing, actually. You do the first day, then you do the second day, and you're like, oh, I get what's going on here. I mean, I do every year. And the next day we're still back here again because at 9:30 we'll have Shabbat Shuvah, which is the Shabbat, special Shabbat between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. There are the high holiday greeting booklets. I want to thank the sisterhood and all the work that went into putting that together, and it has all the information for the high holiday season and for the year and for our congregation. So Shana Tova and Mitukan, thank you for being on this journey with us.
Shana tova.